Thank you, James. If anyone wanted proof of the kind of talent London Labour has in our ranks right now, you've just caught a glimpse. And let's make history, as Pearl said, by ensuring May the 2nd is the day voters in West Central elect their first ever Labour Assembly member. Let's hear it for James. Yes, he is good looking, and I can tell you, he's always better dressed than I am. Well, conference, despite my boyish looks, I've actually been in politics a long time. And looking around this room, let me tell you, this is, without doubt, the finest election winning machine I've worked with. So let's pay tribute to them. Our regional director, Pearl, our campaign director, Matt, our chair, Maggie, Dawn Butler, Georgia Gould, Len Duval, and the entire Labour London team. Thank you, all of you, for what you do. Conference, I know to others, leading London was seen as a stepping stone in their political career. But to me, it's always been the pinnacle. So, most of all, I want to begin by saying thank you. Thank you to our members, our activists, our trade unions, for keeping faith. Your support got me here, being mayor of the greatest city in the world. Now, I need it more than ever, because in just 61 days, our city will head to the polls. And the result will shape London's future. Because on May the 2nd, all the progress we've made, all the ambitions we're yet to meet, will be on that ballot paper. I'm under no illusion. This will be the toughest contest of my political life. Together, we need to get the message out in central, inner, and yes, in outer London, but never in the history of our city, never in the history of the London mayoralty has the risk to our city been so great. And, you know, a week on from the racist, anti-Muslim, and Islamophobic remarks made by a senior Tory member of Parliament, and the complete failure of Rishi Sunak, even as he stood outside number 10, or anyone around him, to condemn them for what they are, it's important to say a few words about the level of debate in public life. What we're witnessing is a concerted and growing attempt by some to degrade and humiliate minorities for political and electoral gain. And remember, we've been here before. We've been here before in 2016, when the Tories waged a disgraceful campaign against me and against us. We cannot let them try to do it again. As the poison of anti-Semitism and the poison of Islamophobia continues to infect our politics, now more than ever, we need to display our best values rather than our worst fears. Look, when I first stood to lead our city, I did so on a pledge to be a mayor for all Londoners. And whether by calling out anti-Semitism in our own party, advocating for the rights of EU citizens, challenging sexism and misogyny, or standing up for our LGBTQI+ community, I've strived to live up to that promise every day since. So let me repeat this, because clearly some people didn't get the message. London's biggest strength is our diversity, and irrespective irrespective of race, gender, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or class, our city is for everyone. And at a time when the Tories are running away from their record in office, I'm standing proudly on mine. Like how, for the first time in the history of our great city, we've made sure every child in every London State primary on every school day can sit down with their classmates and enjoy a free, nutritious meal. And the more we learn about the benefits of free school meals we're delivering, the more there is to love. And such has been the success, we've extended our programme for another year through to the summer of 2025. We know the Tories in the City Hall don't like this. We know what they would do for our children because they voted against feeding them not once, but twice. Same on transport. Just as national rail fares are hiked 4.9% from tomorrow, I've frozen TfL fares until March 2025, the fifth time I've done so as mayor. And guess what? The Tories objected to that too. Next week, we begin our trial of Friday off-peak fares, the first such scheme anywhere in the world. And yes, you've guessed it, the Tories don't want that either. In every direction conference, it's the same story. Forward with Labour or back with the Tories. The safety and security of Londoners will always be my priority as mayor. And while the Tory government ripped £1 billion from the Met's budget, we've doubled City Hall's contribution to policing and crime prevention, putting an additional 1,300 police officers on our streets and providing 300,000 positive opportunities for our young Londoners. And while the Tories have overseen 14 years of national housing failure, my ambition is for London to be a city where social housing is first rate, not last resort, where all renters have security and no one is forced to sleep on the streets, and where everyone has a fair shot at owning their own home. You know, the last time this many council homes were being built, I was growing up in mine, yet it was that long ago. The day I took office, London had just 3 council homes in the pipeline. Not 3,000, not 300, 3. Now, we're building more than any time since the 1970s, more completions overall than any time since the 1930s. And I've kept fighting for renters and maintain the demand for rent controls, better rights, and stronger protections. Conference. The shameful reality is that too many people don't have anywhere to call home. But here in London, we don't step over our fellow citizens, we lift them up. And by quadrupling our off-sleeping budget, we've helped over 16,000 people get off the streets, more than 3/4 of whom have stayed off for good. This conference is the London we've made with a Tory government working against us. And with the hope of a Labour government later this year, there truly is no limit to what we could achieve. It's worth remembering that since the rebirth of London's government at the turn of the century, we've only enjoyed 4 years of a Labour mayor with a Labour Prime Minister. Only 4 out of 24. Yet in that period, we secured the Olympics, agreed Crossrail, and built over 8,000 council homes in 1 year alone. My message today is that another era of renewal is possible, but it hangs by a thread. The Tories knew they couldn't win the game playing fairly, so they've rewrote the rule book by changing the voting system. On May the 2nd, supporters of the Lib Dems, supporters of the Greens, and other progressive parties won't have the luxury of an insurance policy anymore. With no second preferences, the choice is between me and the most divisive, hard-right candidate the Tories have ever put up in London. And that's saying something. This is a politician with a history of expressing, endorsing, and amplifying abhorrent views on everything from London's diversity to our black communities, those seeking refuge from persecution, and much, much more. I'm not going to go into detail now, other than to say these are not London's values. They're in direct opposition to the ones we hold dearest, and they've got no place in a modern, inclusive, and outward-looking city like ours. In addition to changing the voting system, for the first time, every voter will have to produce photo ID to have their voice heard. All told, 900,000 Londoners are at risk of losing theirs. So ignore the polls. I've been here before. This is set to be the closest ever London mayoral election ever. We've calculated that the new voter ID rules could cost us 5% of our vote, which is what we won by in the first round of the last election. Conference, the margins are small, but the stakes couldn't be greater. This election will define whether our children are nurtured or neglected, whether our public services are funded or forgotten, and whether our city's diversity is held up as the most valuable asset or talked down as an object of suspicion. Once again, there will be a choice of hope or fear, between unity or division, between going forward or back. So let's get out there and let's do what London Labour does best: fight, win, and serve. Thank you.